I saw oversized cookies on the internet and decided I wanted to D.I.try it. So here we are. Let's try some things. You can find a full list of supplies in the description below. Know that all paint colors are optional. Have fun with it. Here I'm using a laundry basket purchased at the Dollar Tree to make a circle because I promise you I cannot make a circle to save my life. And besides, ʟᴜɪʟᴅ initially used this, so I wanted to have my first try at these oversized cookies using as many of the same materials as possible. I'm using this cup to make a smaller cookie circle, and hopefully this turns out well. Let's keep going. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell as we try some things here at Relaunch in Color. For this particular cookie, I want to have the appearance of having a bite taken out. So I am only using the laundry basket to start the circle and then freehanding what I hope will look to be a few bites taken out of the cookie. Now it's time to cut the foam board, and a strong suggestion I would make is to invest in a good pair of scissors. If by chance your foam board is what seems to be extra thick like mine, you will be very grateful for having made the investment. I would strongly suggest that you not cheap out on a good pair of scissors. These scissors I'm using are the cheapest, and my hand was hurting, and I think I may have arthritis in one of my fingers. Let me not speak that over myself, but my finger was hurting tremendously much attempting to cut this foam board with these raggedy tail scissors. And voila, we have a cookie template. I moved on to cutting out the next cookie template, and super sidebar, I'm about to hit 45 in a few months, and baby, let me tell you, I think I have perimenopause going on because it's not typical for me to get this hot just from cutting out a piece of foam board. Is anyone else watching going through this? Are you two going down this road? Sheesh. So, obviously, I have not had enough of fooling with these scissors because I need to cut this piece to look like this so that I can fit it on here to look like candy pieces. And I only have two because that seems to be my theme, to not have enough. Gotta stop doing that. So I need to cut this some more and then repaint. Yes. My teeny bopper assistant, whom I affectionately call the girl, helped with this part for a hot second before she went back to her life of being a teenager. I finished cutting out the rest of the pieces that will be used as chocolate chips. Using my paints from the Dollar Tree, I did all the painting of the chocolate chips first because after the next part of this process, which is soon coming up, we want to immediately stick our chocolate chip pieces in. Now, voila, we have a chocolate chip. If this content is encouraging you to try some things, then take a moment to like and subscribe here at Relaunch in Color. Now to wash my hands and get ready for the fun part. So we've now reached the part where I am going to spray the gaps and cracks. I'm hoping that this works out for me because I've never done this before, but it seems like it's just a matter of spraying it. My particular concern is with the cookie that looks like a bite has been taken out. I want it to have that effect. So let's go ahead and try this.
That almost hit me in the eye.
Oh no, I'm so glad it didn't. Oh my goodness. Sorry. When working with the gaps and cracks, you want to work fairly quickly because the goal is to stick the chocolate chip pieces in while the product is still fairly wet, or basically you don't want it to get hard on you because then obviously you won't be able to stick your chocolate chip pieces into the material itself. First cookie. Now we're going to go ahead and stick.
I think you should just like drop it so it can be random.
I'm only going to do 4, but I got to push it in. Now I'm working with the cookie bite, and I'm hoping that this one comes out spectacularly because it's actually the one I've been looking forward to the most. Speaking of looking forward, another thing I'm looking forward to is building this community here at Relaunch in Color, a community of good people where we will explore and try different DIYs from around the internet, as well as get into what I consider to be genuine lifestyling, offering tips, tricks, and hacks to this colorful life that's daily for you to relaunch into. Explore now with me by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell for more content. Okay, back to it. Now, while these cookies are baking, I am going to start on I am going to start making the smaller cookies that we are going to use as smaller cookies. I opted out of making the smaller cookies and came back to working on the larger cookies because this is rather time consuming, more than what I wanted it to be. And initially when I started painting, I was dabbing the paint on. But one thing that I will say I saw ybᴜɪʟᴅ do is begin the painting process while the gaps and cracks was still kind of sort of wet. And now I see why she did that, because this dabbing part, it just wasn't working out. It was beginning to be a tad bit frustrating. So I needed to change up the game plan. So my genius of a daughter had an idea to go ahead and kind of paint it on, and then afterwards follow up with the dabbing. So let's see and hope that that works because I'm over it. Y'all, simply painting the cookie as opposed to trying to dab this paint on worked out so much better. Mind you, the gaps and cracks is fully dry by now. It took about 2 to 3 hours for it all to dry. And honestly, I just waited until the next day to come back in to paint it. But again, just going ahead and painting, not thinking about it, actually worked out so much better. So I am happy to have received that suggestion from my daughter. Going in with a smaller brush just to get some of those other parts that I couldn't really get with the foam brush. and I'm going to try to get as much coverage as I can. It does not have to be perfect, but I do want to make sure that I am getting all of the cracks that I can possibly reach to really give this cookie the cookie effect, also known as look like a real cookie. Now let's get started on this cookie bite, the one I have been looking forward to the most. If by chance you were wondering, why is she making oversized cookies? First, let me say, I just enjoy trying different things that I see around the internet that I simply want to try because life is about living, not playing it safe all the time, but taking calculated risk. Now, that's a story for a different time. So, let me tell you the gist of it all. I plan on hosting a cookies and cocktails at my home because my goal on my vision board for this year was to become a hostess with the mostest. And though we have come to the end of the year, I still have time on the clock. So, going into 2025, I will be the hostess with the mostest, and I plan on maximizing my mortgage by having more things at my home. And to do this, I want to also step into having decorations and really going all out and enjoying this place that I pay for monthly that I call home. Okay, y'all, here is the finished product. I love it. It's so fun. Have you liked, subscribed, and hit that notification bell? Perfect, thanks. Now check out the other content we have on the playlist and follow Relaunch in Color on all social media platforms.